Yoo-hoo! Yeah, you know who it is. That's right, Oh Dark 30, and the gray hoodie is on. The workout is done, feeling like $1,000,000, and welcome to March. Yeah, it's March. Comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Oh, we coming in like a lion and going out like a lion as well. This is the Hero Series, and I want to say thank you, and more thank you. So much gratitude for the just wave of feedback that we've had based on the series already. Now, we kicked this bad boy off in episode 290. I was recording it from the Bahamas. Woo-hoo! The Bahama Mamas, baby. To episode 290 about what is a hero? What is a hero? And just the feedback on that one alone was awesome to get you thinking, because heroes come in everyday walks of life. Right? There's people in all aspects of life, including last week, episode 291, from my man Jack Elaine's wife, Elaine Lalane. That was iconic. And the feedback on that one was awesome as well. Thank you. If you have not yet listened to episodes 290 or 291, make sure you go back after listening to this episode with my man Jordan Scott Reyes, because we talk about heroes, and heroes come in all shapes, forms, sizes, and different occupations and careers. I got to be honest with you. What is a hero? I mentioned that I've been kicking off my Perform Better talks with talking about heroes, and between my family and between coaches and trainers, those whom I serve. And I want to remind each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing the gospel of motivation and inspiration all over the planet. Between the Bahamas, I was in Montana here just recently. I was in Whitefish. Moment of silence, please. My beautiful Whitefish, Montana. Y'all saw the social media from Whitefish. Man, oh man, was the soul singing. And I want you to think about today, whether you're out for a walk, you're pounding the pavement, you're in the gym, you're driving the kids to school, or you're a kid going to school. We have all walks of life, but I want to challenge you today to be your best today. As a matter of fact, we go out to my man, Jordan Scott Reyes. Jordan is a coach. He's a trainer, someone who actually works at my friend Hank Ebeling, who is in a recent episode 288, I believe it was, episode 288 with Hank Ebeling. But Jordan reached out via an email several years ago. And I'm going to share this email in just a moment, because the email was entitled, What is a Hero? Now, Jordan, truth be told, had just watched my Mind Right Maniac series, Hero. Does anyone remember the Mind Right Maniac series? Yeah, there was one of the episodes was, What is a Hero? And I was in Chicago, Illinois, where Jordan lives, and the MRM series stemmed from What is a Hero? And Jordan Reyes has been through hell and back in many ways. But when you hear the gratitude in this man's voice, when you hear the soul in this man's voice, you're going to be empowered and inspired today, regardless of where you live, anywhere around the globe, to be a better man or woman. So without further ado, let's go to Chicago, Illinois right now to my man, Jordan Scott Reyes, talking about what is a hero. I got my man, Jordan Scott Reyes, on the line. It's so great to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be here. It really is.
Listen, how many episodes? I don't even know. We're like 280 something deep now. How many episodes have you listened to of the Impact show?
My honest answer?
Yes.
Every single one, TD. And then some. Every single one. Every single episode.
You've listened to every episode?
Yes, sir. So you used to do Thursday episodes. I missed that. You don't do Thursday episodes.
I'm in tears, bro. I'm in tears right now.
Yeah. So I would listen to the release on Monday. And then when Thursday comes around, I go back and listen to a favorite episode that I've saved on like my Apple podcast and stuff. So every single one, I could confidently say I've listened to every single one. Yes, sir. I'm a fan.
I'm in tears, man. Thank you. Let me ask you, since you've listened to almost 300 episodes, do you have like a one or like a couple like favorites out of all of them? Like which ones like stand out because it resonated with you the most with wherever you were at in your walk?
There's a couple. So, I want to say the recent ones, the one with Bedros Keuilian, the one with Arthur Brooks. And it's funny, I read Arthur Brooks. I just finished reading Strength for Strength. And then he comes on your podcast as soon as I finished it. So it had to be like a God thing. So those two, the recent one with Monique Billings, but the classic ones, the ones that really stick out, the ones that I always listen to is the one with your guy, Joe Pangilinan. That one, and with Coach Benny Wiley. So with Joe Pangilinan, man, he just like, anytime I feel sorry for myself or I feel down, it just puts things in perspective that he could still have such a positive mindset with like his diagnosis.
I can't wait to tell Joe that because he's a friend of mine.
Yes, sir.
And listens to the show. And I know he's going to be touched because that was the reason why he came on and shared his story to hopefully inspire other people who are facing adversity challenge. In his case, had just been recently diagnosed with cancer. And I proudly report back that he's doing great and he's in remission. He's doing awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, he's really doing well. He's a great inspiration. But for those of you who remember her step back in time, even before, we used to have a series called the Mind Right Maniac series. The Mind Right Maniac series were videos that we put out. And one of them was called What is a Hero? And I didn't know Jordan at the time. And he writes me an email, September 2020 on this. And he had watched the video. It was 17 minutes long. I'll actually put that video in the show notes of this podcast. So if you've never listened to it, watched it, it's actually, I was visiting Chi-Town, Chicago, where Hank Ebeling, who was recently on this show, owns H4 Training, where Jordan is a trainer at H4 Training. But I visited Chicago for Perform Better, and it was one called What is a Hero? And he says, what does a hero, what does it take? Dang, I'm getting emotional, bro. Why? Someone that instills and imparts motivation, inspiration, and someone to help them, make them be a better human being. Well, TD, you're my hero. This is Jordan. I'm one of Hank Ebeling's trainers at H4. After you talked with our team via Zoom, I was inspired to not only read your book, but apply it. I'm currently following your morning routine and using the holy hour to start off my day, getting my mind right, and it works wonders. So I needed more. I use your podcast before work, and I've been watching your Mind Right Maniac series before workouts. Your content has been part of my daily routine. Not only have I noticed the difference in my day-to-day routine, but my clients, family, and Hank all have noticed too. I'm reaching out just to show my gratitude because your seminar with us at H4 has come at the perfect time. I was questioning my abilities as a coach, which led to negative emotions like anxiety and depression. Every single day was an internal battle with myself that eventually was expressed through my actions and behaviors, not only in work, but also at home. I felt like I had no purpose. After talking with you and reading your book, I've been living my purpose all along. I just forgot it. I'm here in this world to help change people's lives through fitness and positive energy. Thank you for all you do. Your positive energy and encouragement has truly saved my life. Jordan, welcome to the show, brother.
I
don't know why I'm so emotional. Jordan,
I'm getting emotional too.
Thank you. Thank you for your words, man.
Thank you.
Wow. Gratitude. Talk on gratitude, because it sounds like you've battled your demons, right? Like everybody else.
Yes,
I've shared mine personally. I've shared guests. We're here because of deep purposes to try to change the world and change our customers and clients. And members and anyone, I don't care what industry you're in. If you're listening to this show, it means you're cut of the cloth. You're cut of the cloth if you're listening to this show. So you get where Jordan's coming from. So Jordan, start talking because I'm a hot mess. What you do to me, brother? What the heck? Man, I came in all hot. Now I'm broken down. Talk to me. Gratitude.
So gratitude. Part of my nighttime routine, which you helped me develop, is have a gratitude journal. I brought it with me today. And every night, right before I write the things that I'm grateful for, which is usually the same 9 things.
Yep.
I always say a grateful heart protects you from negative thoughts. So I write that every single night, and then I list out the 9 things that I'm grateful for. And you're part of it. You're number 4.
Love it.
So, yeah, I'm grateful for my wife, my health, my family. And it's like what I said, like a grateful heart protects you from negative thoughts. Before I did this journaling, it taught me reflection. There's a certain day that I vividly remember, come home from a long day at work, and my wife asked me, it's like, how's your day? And I just gave her those eyes like, not today, I just don't want to talk about it. I went to my journal, and then part of my journal is just listing anything that affected my day, whether it's for the good or for the bad. I call it roses and thorns. Roses are good, thorns are bad.
Yeah.
So I spent all of my energy, I dictated my day on this one thorn, this one bad thing that happened later in the day that I forgot about the 5 or 7 good things that I've listed. So it's just a good practice to just, be present when good things do happen and to be grateful.
Yeah. Jordan, when you wrote this email to me almost 3 years ago now, how bad did it get? How low were you?
In my short 32 years, it was probably like the hardest season of my life. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, like I said, like every day was a battle. Like the things, like I love work and I love my clients, but the things that generally give me peace, give me happiness, it just wasn't working.
And when you say you felt like you had no purpose, anxiety, depression, did it get to the point where you were like contemplating taking your own life, suicidal ideations, or no, it never got that bad? It was just, I was unhappy, couldn't find my direction. I was lost. How was it that bad, or?
The latter. So yeah, it didn't get to that point, thankfully, but, it's just, it's just waking up with no purpose. It's like, now that I know my purpose, I just never want to go back to that place.
Yeah. And how do you keep your purpose on point now? Is it through the gratitude journaling, or what is it? Because there's no worse place to be when you're waffling, feeling like you're lost, you're depressed, you're down, you don't want to be there, you can't break the cycle, you're feeling empty, you're burnt. All of these things that we've all felt. But yes, what was it that really broke that?
It's a number of things. And most of it is chapter 4 in Get Your Mind Right book, which I also brought too, right here. So number 4 is all about your habits. Your habits will make you or will break you. So what I've learned is when I veer away from my habits, that's when I feel lost. And my habits are the same. Good habits are the things that bring me back. And, like every productive day starts the night before. So I always have a morning routine. I always have a nighttime routine.
That's so good. Let me ask you this question is, if there was someone who is listening to this, now you're a young man, young family, and you've got the heart of gold, wanting to help people. And I watch you on social media. I see you, and thank you for always sharing my stuff as well. But I see you serving people. But if there was someone out there that was you a couple years ago, that place where anxiety and depression was just overtaking your body and your mind, and you're fighting, and you know that, what would you recommend to do? What would be a good starting place for someone? I don't care if they're a teen, if they're in their 20s, 30s, or they're later on in the seasons of life as well. It's, a lot of people now. What would you say would be 1 or 2, 3 things that they could do?
I think to better answer this question, I think I should explain what I was going through back then, if that's okay.
Please.
So, before I dove into all your content, and I still do believe this until to this day, that life comes in seasons, right? Like, you'll have a good season, you'll have a bad season. And before your content, I would just wait for those things to change. Like, for example, like if I was having like a string of good days, I would just wait till it gets bad again. Or if I was in a bad season, I would just let it happen and just wait till it changes. So, back then it was like a struggle for a couple years. The good seasons were getting shorter and shorter, and the bad seasons were getting longer and longer. And a lot of that had to do with, I'm not going to say any names, and I'm not going to say like any relationship just because, just to respect this person, but there was someone that was just very close to me, someone that I've respected and I admire. They were just going through substance abuse issues, like bad ones. And you're familiar with it. You've had a lot of people in different episodes on this podcast that has gone through it.
Sure.
And it's just a tough thing to go through, someone very close to you. And that person was just very good at saying hurtful things to a point where you started to believe it. So I really don't want to get emotional on here, but it's just like, you start to question, like, am I worthless? Like, am I not a good person, even when I try to be? And I would just take hit after hit. And to answer your question, what really helped me is your book and your seminar. So your seminar came at a perfect time, like I said in the email, because I was just having one of those seasons that I just didn't see the light, and I didn't take action, which is what A stands for in impact. And instead of waiting, I even made that shift in my mindset. So, like, for every negative thing, I would have a positive thing. For example, like my morning routine, when I do a cold shower just to get my breath work. I would say I developed my own mantra. You are a coach. People need your help. Have faith, have confidence, have fun. I am confident, I am resilient, I am fun, and I am energy. Every single morning till this day. And once you start to, the more times you say it, the more you would believe it. And also starting your day off like inspirational with your podcast, like before I go to work. I live in the city, so it takes me like 48, 50 minutes to get to H4 to work. So I could listen to a whole episode of yours. And if I'm not listening to your podcast, I'm listening to a sermon, I'm listening to inspirational music just to get in the right headspace. And that was probably the biggest game changer, to set yourself up for success before your day even starts. So just those things, TD, just taking action.
So good. Thank you for sharing that and giving a perspective around that time of your life. Because what Jordan just said is, if you are struggling, that was his path, his walk. I would share is this: number one, make sure you're moving in some way. You're working out, right? You're moving, because that's really good to change your psychological state. It starts with your physiological state. Change your physiological state, you'll change your psychological state. Continue to pray and pray and pray. He shared what he's doing in his journal with his mantras on that. And even in our impact journal, we've got that mantra. And I love the environment aspect you just shared, Jordan, with setting yourself up for success by setting the environment so that if you know you can maximize 45 minutes of whether it be a drive, a workout, a plane, if you're on a plane, is downloading content that you know is going to feed your body, mind, and soul good stuff, then that's going to allow you to shift. But I do believe that writing, that mantra is big too, and you're reciting it out loud. So if you're listening and you're writing and you're sharing, that really can help shift the energy that's within at any time. So I really, really like that a lot. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Question for you. You're a trainer at age 4.
Yes, sir.
What are the type of clients that you attract now? When I say attract, like who is seeking out Jordan Reyes now? Are there certain, if you were to look at all the people you work with, is there a commonality or theme? Maybe not. I'm just curious about what they're going, either the season of life that they're in or the theme that they're searching.
I don't know if I have an answer to that question, honestly, TD.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because your energy is one that I believe that you probably reach a lot of people, but if someone is walking in the shoes that you've walked or have walked, I'm curious if you're able to help them like you helped yourself.
Right.
So doesn't mean that you need to be. I was just curious on that.
Yeah. And
my last question is this: do you now think that you're a hero? Some people. Look at that smile. I know you're a humble man, but you said the whole theme of this is what is a hero, and you shared that. But I'm curious, because of your walk, are you mentoring any young or old souls these days? And someone, if I was to ask one of your clients, they would say, Jordan Reyes is one of my heroes. What are your thoughts on that?
So what I said in the email, what you said in the video, a hero is someone that instills and imparts motivation and inspiration in someone to help them be a better human being.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make me a hero. And just not me, Hank and our whole team as well.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And know that the impact that you're making is impacting a lot of people in the Chicago area. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being a hero to other people, young and old, and for the season of life that when you were not winning, you continue to fight and battle. And somehow you found this podcast and my book and some of that. And I know you've passed it along too, because when I came and spoke at Benedictine, that gentleman is a client of yours, and what an incredible story he has. And right. I know he would look at you as someone who's impacted his life greatly, and he's a great, successful man, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you. Thank you, Jordan, for all that you do, all that you are. And it's amazing how even years later, you share an email from years ago. And when I talked about, hey, what is a hero, and having a theme, a series around that, you're the first one I thought of. Is just, I remember that email of, man, what is a hero? And you sharing your heart and soul with me of getting through a difficult period in your life. So I say thank you for so many shares and thoughts and things that you do as well.
TD, I want to thank you, because all your content, the knowledge that you put out to this world, it's not only helped me, but it's helped me help others. So I want to thank you.
That's what Impact's all about. And
Yes,
I mean that's what Impact's all about. When I talk about, hey, my hope and intention and purpose is to impact 10 million people, I don't think I'm going to directly talk to 10 million people. I'm going to talk to people like yourself who impact thousands of people, hundreds of people, tens of thousands of people, that when you put it all together, there's going to be tens of millions of people who are impacted. And that's the purpose of this podcast. That's the purpose of books. That's the purpose of why we do what we do. So regardless of the field or industry that one is in, all of us can use some of that juice that we feed, right? So any final words, Jordan, before we get on and put our capes back on and go change some more lives?
I guess anybody that's that went through what I went through in the past, anybody that's dealing with substance abuse or knows someone that's close to them dealing with substance abuse, to not be afraid to ask for help. And like, Lord knows if Hank didn't come in contact with you to do that seminar, where I don't know where I would be at that time. So ask for help. And yeah. That's
great. Definitely. I can't wait to get back to Chicago. My hope is to be back there in Chicago. I think we have a Perform Better series coming up there sometime this
summer. Let's go.
Not been back there for Perform Better in years. So I cannot wait. I love coming to Chicago. Always brings epic energy. And I can't wait to give you a big old bear hug. And say thank you and see Hank and the team and all that as well. So buckle up and get ready for that. But Jordan, thank you. Where can one follow you if they want to follow you on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram is at JSR_fitness7.
Yeah. Well, I'll put that in the show notes as well, so that folks have it. Thank you for showing up with the soul and the spirit that you just did today, because I know that all of our listeners today can feel your soul, can feel your spirit. And thank God that you are not only alive and kicking, but you are thriving and changing lives every day. And that impact is being created there in Chi-Town. So Jordan Reyes, thank you, brother. I love you.
Love you too, TD. My pleasure.
Wow. I can't believe I got so emotional, but Jordan Reyes, thank you. Thank you. I hope you felt that as much as I felt that. You know, it's funny, they say that sometimes you don't always remember, people don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. Maybe some of these podcast episodes you listen to, you couldn't recite what I say, but maybe you feel what's coming through the airwaves into your head. I felt what Jordan Reyes was just sharing from his heart. And I can imagine how his clients feel when he's training them. He's the kind of guy that I want as a trainer, who's going to be very empathetic and with me and really inspire me on that. And I love how Jordan talked about that season of his life. We're all in different seasons. I was reminded recently, I spoke at Pastor David Jeremiah's church and school, Christian high school. And Pastor Jay's now, 82 years old. And we're talking about seasons of life. And there's winning seasons and losing seasons and all different kinds of seasons. The bottom line is, every now and then you have a losing season, and a losing season only allows you to heighten your senses so that when you have a winning season, you appreciate it so much more. Perhaps you're going through a losing season right now, and a season could be a period of days or weeks or even months, maybe years. But the bottom line is, you got to know this is a season. This isn't your destiny if you're in a losing season to continue. Just as Jordan Reyes shared when he was in a losing season for a longer period of time than he wanted to, but he dug down deep, got on the podcast, started reading and doing the little things, including gratitude on a daily basis. I want to encourage you today, whatever season you're at, a high or a low of lows, to know this is a season. If you're in a winning season, celebrate. Enjoy, smile, laugh, and please share your energy and your light with the world that so desperately needs it right now. So if you're winning, awesome. Let's roll, baby. Let's keep going and let's keep sharing. And if you're losing, just like Jordan Reyes, I want you to keep fighting. You got me? You understand? I want you to keep fighting. I want you to keep going. Keep listening to his podcast. If you got to save him like he did and listen to him on repeat over and over and over and over again, knowing that you're darn well worth it every single day, because this is only a season that you're in. And the next season is going to be your best season. So continue to fight. I love you. I want to hear from you. Just like Jordan emailed me back in the day. Please email me, DM me. I'll put everything in the show notes that you have my social media. You have my email. You know how to get a hold of me. So that someday I can give you a big old bear hug as well. I love you. Have an incredible day. Keep scrapping, keep going, and whatever it takes, remember, you're a hero to someone as well. I love you guys, and until next time, train hard, eat right, live inspired, create impact, and go be